Hi guys, what's up? It's Hijabi Reviews here. I'm making this video because I have free time, getting all my work done, and right now I definitely have some free time before more of a workload comes on. So, yeah, because I'm trying to be a lot more, not that I wasn't before, but I'm a lot more diligent than average because gotta make sure everything is tip top shape and whatnot. Cause yeah. um, I just wanted to make this video because I want to talk about a topic, and I know this topic has already been addressed multiple times, but however, I want to give my spin and my version on what my experience is with this because I feel greatly annoyed. I'm aware that there's regulations in place and whatnot. I know there's things slowly coming together and being done about the issue, but I don't fully understand why nothing has been um, put in place permanently, almost like a temporary permanently, whichever of the two comes first. Today we're going to be discussing two things. I'm going to do a product review and something I just bought a few days ago, and we're going to be talking about fireworks. It is no longer, it is now, this is the last week of September, so September 26th today. This is the last week of September. I'm aware it's not summertime anymore, but this is just based on my experience with summertime and like future winter stuff with like New Year's Eve and whatnot and anxiety surrounding that. I have never been a huge fan of fireworks. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but I used to say it on my old LPS channels that I used to own all the time. Tell other viewers that I've never been a huge fan, and I never have. They're kind of loud and obnoxious and whatnot. Yes, colors are pretty, but for so long because they also have an environmental impact. I'm no activist, but for goodness sakes, like, do you know that a lot of fireworks smoke also lets off a little bit of carbon monoxide here and there? Or almost every time, depending on what model you're using. It's ridiculous. Like, and you could potentially suffocate even though you're outside from that carbon monoxide coming off of the smoke because you're probably really close to it. You're the one lighting it, right? So, regardless if you back up or not, doesn't matter how many feet, whatever ashes are in the air, you're still going to be able to breathe that in. Um, that's what I know about that. I've been researching. Um, Honestly, my neighbors are really like this has nothing to do with like California or nothing because this is Canada I'm talking about. So I'm not talking more so legal fireworks, but legalized ones. But the annoying version of it. So there's illegal and legal. Illegal, I'm sure you guys know that means like aerial fireworks, like silver salutes and Roman candles and stuff like that. That's what people mean by illegal use of fireworks instead of sparklers and stuff that is ground based. Legal fireworks um, is the aerial stuff with the ground stuff mixed in together because that's just like a normal thing to do here in Canada. We use both. So, yeah, but my neighbors have been. There's some neighbors that are good with it and some neighbors that are bad with it. Like, I don't understand because, like, oh my gosh. Honestly, I'm just so glad nobody's been hurt so far, but a lot of the fireworks that they're using feels like really like heavy usage. Uh like too much of it. There's been times where there's like multiple days of sorry, on separate days, not multiple days. Like sometimes I'll see a professional show and they won't even announce it, and these guys are using the biggest silver salutes they can find, and it is the scariest shit. Pardon my language. It is the scariest stuff in the world. Like I will literally have my heart skip a beat because of that. I've already I've already written it up, and I've tried to talk to officials about it, but they don't give a damn. So honestly, I already gave up this point. I have so much more projects to do for school that I don't even care anymore. Like honestly, that is a separate issue that will get dealt with separately sometime in the future. Um, so I've already like oh my god. Besides the professional salutes that scare the living daylights out of me, there's the neighbor side that are using like cakes and Roman candles and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys, anyone who's a fanatic out there, should know what I'm talking about and the size and the model and the how many ounces it weighs. I don't know. But like besides silver salutes that scare the crap out of me, it's just the regular everyday cake type fireworks that go up into the air, just like Roman candles and other stuff. And maybe cherry bombs. I'm not sure. But from the information I gathered on YouTube, it seems like that's a pretty like it's still pretty dangerous to use that too. But I'm not saying don't use fireworks. If you really have to use fireworks, go ahead for a certain celebration. Just make sure you have a permit and everything, or at least have a valid reason to do so, even without a holiday. And obviously be aware of the environmental effects before you go ahead with purchasing, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment for that. But on my side, my neighbors have been somewhat good with it, and they'll stop at a certain I mostly have the issue, besides being scared the crap out of, I mostly have the issue with the noise. Because the bigger the firework usage gets, the more anxiety I get. And the bigger the firework they use, the worse it is for me and a shit ton of other people around me. My neighbors, like, people don't think about veterans with PTSD anymore. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we doing enough to make the neighborhood aware? Like, hey, so-and-so lives on this street, or so-and-so resides in this neighborhood, or this many people are over here and they have PTSD, so please be aware before going to the fireworks warehouse to pick up what your needs are. Just be conscious of that. Because for me, I should probably just, try to suck it up, because I don't have PTSD. I do have fears. I'm just like every other normal human being with fears. Mostly that is like the only big plaguing one, but yeah, like besides people with general anxiety like me, there's people with PTSD and so like new mothers with newborns. Oh my god, the list goes on. And it's terrifying because it's like the city is doing nothing about it. It's being a constant disturbance. It's besides scaring older people like me with anxiety, it's scaring kids, elderly people, just PTSD. All these different categories are being mixed into the thing, and it's like, you know what? For the sake of the environment, my advice is to just stop. There's got to be a better way to celebrate. There's got to be less anxiety-inducing activities that people can do. Unfortunately, that is not the culture today. A lot of young kids have been getting their hands on fireworks illegally and purchasing silver salutes and all that crap. That's why you hear so many ridiculously deafening bangs in like other places of the country besides Canada. You'll hear that in LA, California, Arkansas, Texas, stuff like that. Mostly the north side, mostly the border of the USA, but Canada has some issues too. I know Toronto got some issues. If you haven't already reviewed the footage from this past summer and the last summer and the summer before that when COVID first hit, go back. I highly recommend for research you go back and review that, because that is where that is coming from. And you would be shocked. These kids are running around with Roman candles in their hands and whatnot like it's nothing. And it's worse on the USA side, but Toronto is starting to become a bit of a metropolis. I mean, a megatropolis. Trying to become the next New York. And part of that is just being ridiculously annoying. And unfortunately, that involves fireworks because people get bored, or they just claim that... I've heard all sorts of people's stories, and it's like, we don't have a job, we don't have this, or we don't have this. It's like, first and foremost, if you don't have a job, where are you getting the money for this? Do you know what I mean? Like, where are you getting the money for this? They must be stealing it from somewhere, or something else must be going on. And then there's that weird government theory that says they're supplying the kids with that, and I'm just like, well, I would more think it's highly likely that they snuck into a warehouse at night and did that. I don't know. so many theories going on, and it gets me more worried. Now with New Year's, forget about the summer holidays. Let's move on to New Year's really quickly before I do my product review. With New Year's Eve, it's the same way, but for the past 2 New Year's Eves, I've noticed, at least where I reside, there hasn't been a lot of firework activity. Somewhere, some other neighborhoods complex I know is doing them. You can still hear them when you walk outside. I had to go on a little, I had to go to the convenience store, like, literally right after midnight with a friend. And, a friend of mine, and we were just, like, grabbing some, I don't know, some snacks or something. And, she asked me to go with her, so I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, you're my next door neighbor. It's fine. So I go with her, and then we hear some bangs and booms and gunshot, mostly gunshots, I think. I don't think they were, like, aerial fireworks or anything, but every time I turn around, it's like you can hear it, but there's nothing there. So it was clearly more gunshots than fireworks. But rest assured, I mean, there's probably somebody in the background doing some fireworks. We just couldn't see that well. After that, but yeah, I came back, and that's the way it's been for the past 2 New Year's Eve, whether I'm inside or outside. Like, I'm inside. I already done the countdown. Went outside, and you can only hear it outside. When I come back inside, I can't hear anything. It's not because they stopped. It was that way before the countdown even was finished. So, I don't know. Canada, thank God for my anxiety. Thank God nothing happened, but yeah, I probably won't be going out after midnight a lot. So yeah, that's that. But in general, like, if we're gonna ban guns, don't you think it's time we do something about fireworks too and get cracked down on the regulations? I know the police are gonna tell us no, but you know what? We need to tell them, listen, there is no reason people should have their own home and to live in fear. God forbid their grass catches on fire. God forbid their roof catches on fire. What then? Where's the help then? Where is the discipline? Where is the discipline? I want to know. So for all the police out there and all the regulatory federal government workers, I want to know where the discipline is. If you can answer that, comment down below. Somebody with some lawyer and law knowledge needs to comment down below and just, just comment below with your thoughts and, like, tell me why this hasn't been cracked down on yet, because this is too much. There's got to be a safer way to celebrate. I mean, think about it. We've been celebrating with fireworks for, like, over 100 years now. Well over 200 years. It's time to, like, cut down on our usage a little bit. If we can't stop altogether and withdraw from it, at least let's cut down on the usage. Cut down how much fireworks a month Black Cat or TNT or anybody uses. Manufacturers, and then cut down the usage of the consumer use. That includes professional. Don't forget, I forgot the professionals, too. We have to cut our usage in half, at least, to start with, before we completely, like, maybe withdraw from it. That's what I would like. But I don't think that's going to happen, but, it'd be nice if the government took action. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to do this product review now.